Class 2. Two types of syllables, laghu and guru. In every language, there is a phonetical concept that is called stress. But don't worry, it is not stressful at all. It is an emphasis or accent on a certain syllable or syllables in a word. Just as I said now, syllable. I stress the first syllable, si, and not the second, which would make it sound like syllable. When it comes to Sanskrit chanting, syllable stress is of utmost importance because it creates the inherent rhythmic structure of a verse or a mantra. Just listen to this. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre, or Chakara chanda tanda vang tanotu nashivam. You could definitely hear that some syllables I stressed and some not. Now, even if you know the correct pronunciation of all the Sanskrit sounds, it is still very important to correctly understand and apply the concept of syllable stress if you want your chanting to shine. There are two types of vowels in Sanskrit, laghu and guru. Laghu means light and guru means heavy. What it essentially means is that the syllable with a guru or a heavy vowel is twice as long as the syllable with a laghu vowel. Or, to put it in another way, two laghu syllables equal in duration to one guru syllable. The unit of time to pronounce the laghu syllable is 1 matra, and so the guru syllable will be measured by 2 matras. This is the Sanskrit terminology for that. Now, some people try to measure it objectively and come up with figures such as 1/6 of a second for laghu and 1/3 for guru syllable. But I prefer not to be too mathematical about it because it is relevant to the speed that you are chanting at. For example, let us take the 8-syllable Vaishnava mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. The guru vowels are marked red and the laghu violet. I will chant the mantra in 2 speeds. Slow. Om Namo Narayanaya. And now fast. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. The time figures were definitely different, but the proportional correlation same. And that's what we mean by a unit or matra. It is relevant to your speed of chanting, but of course it has to be observed by the chanter and audible by the audience. So coming back to the concept of stress, the guru vowel and the syllable it relates to will take that stress or accent on account of being longer. It will be accented or emphasized, and the laghu vowels and syllables they belong to will have no emphasis by length. So things might sound pretty simple for now. All long vowels and their syllables are gurus, and we prolong them. They are naturally stressed. And all the short vowels and their syllables are laghus and are pronounced short and aren't stressed. But if it was like that, there won't be the need for this course. The trick is that even the short vowels often become gurus in certain circumstances. And then the whole syllable that it relates to becomes heavy or prolonged, despite its having a short vowel. Let me demonstrate an example of this to you. This is the opening words of the Bhagavad Gita. So we know that in Sanskrit, the vowel e is always long. And so both the syllables in the word kshetre are naturally long. Kshetre. But the other vowels that are also marked as gurus are short. And they will stay short, but the whole syllable they are part of will be prolonged. either by the consonant sound or a pause after the syllable that you have to create. Just listen attentively as I read this line. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. You heard that. I sort of hanged on that M before the release. Dharma. And then cut the next syllable, ma. Dharma. And inserted a one matra pause and continued. Dharma kshetre. Then the same thing with kuru. I cut the syllable ru and inserted a similar short pause. Kurukshetre. Once again. Kurukshetre. Try it now with me from beginning. 1, 2, 3. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Okay, once more. Remember that M and cutting off the ma syllable and the ru syllable in kuru. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Okay, wonderful. Here is another graphical presentation of the concept. In the drawing on the top, we see how a laghu syllable has a short vowel as its nucleus. And the example thereof, paramaguru. All short vowels, all are laghus or light syllables. You can hear that. Nothing is really stressed. Paramaguru. And on the lower drawing, you see that a guru syllable, which is red, can have both short or long vowel as its nucleus. And the example of that we have just seen. Dharma kshetre. All syllables are gurus or heavy. You can hear it when I chant. Each syllable takes the same amount of time to pronounce. But the vowels of the first two syllables are still short. Dharma. And the vowels of the last two are long. Kshetre. Let me make a couple of points here. When we consider the time unit to pronounce either guru or laghu syllable, consonants are not considered to be taking any matra. It is not absolutely so. It actually does take some time to pronounce nasal consonant, for example, such as N or M, or even the plosive consonants such as K or T. But that time is really negligent comparing it to the time we take for even a short vowel. And so, the consonants, theoretically, don't add up their time to the duration of the whole syllable. Even if it is a conjunct consonant, like in the word kshetre, we can compare it to another word, shete. You don't really notice any difference in time that it took to pronounce kshe from the first word or she from the second. Likewise, with the last syllables in both the words, tre and te. The first one didn't seem much longer. So vowels and their properties kind of rule this domain of syllables and prosody in Sanskrit. But if you take a word such as sharanam, the last syllable, nam, if it is not followed by a vowel, like when it is at the end of a mantra or a second or fourth shloka line, for example, then we do find that it takes actually 2 matras to pronounce the syllable nam. Just listen, sharanam, laghu laghu guru, and compare it to just sharana, which is an uninflected form of the same word. That last syllable was different, nam and na. Nam, na. Yes, I heard that second matra added up by the consonant. But let me repeat myself. That happens only when a nasal consonant, such as M or N, are at the end of a mantra or shloka, and there is nothing following them. Otherwise, they also don't add up to the syllable. For instance, the word mama. you don't really hear me saying mama. The duration of both the M's was negligent as the duration of any other Sanskrit consonants, like in the word guru. So in the same way I say mama. Interesting, isn't it? In the upcoming classes, we will reveal to you the whole mystery, and you will be able to recognize all the types of guru and laghu vowels in any verse or mantra, and chant them accordingly with all those prolonged consonants and pauses. So let's sum up the class before we proceed. There are two types of vowels: laghu, light or short, and guru, heavy or long. And the proportion of length of laghu and guru is 1 to 2. All long vowels and their syllables are guru or heavy. Short vowels and their syllables can also be guru. Consonants generally do not carry any matra value. Sometimes nasal consonants like M or N add to the syllable length, like at the end of second and fourth verse quarters or at the end of a mantra.